Hello? Can you hear me? Hello? Oh, thank goodness. Well, I don't know what's going on tonight. I don't know what's going on. But first the sound's gone. Now the camera went out. So I'm at a loss. I'm at a loss. It might be a YouTube problem or it might be I might have to reset the computer, but I'm just gonna oh, Jeff just told me to check my mic because it was working apparently at the start, but it's not now. Very weird indeed. Very weird indeed. Yep, so everyone can hear me. That's good. So if this cuts off again, I'm just going to say good night from this point on. I'm not going to touch anything, but if it cuts off again, I'm just going to say good night and I'll see if I can sort it out for next week. I don't know if it's YouTube problem or whether it's the PC playing about a little bit. It has been very slow to load up the pages on the internet for the past few days, so perhaps it needs a reboot. So I should just carry on as it is, and if it fails again, we shall call it a night. We shall call it a night. Anyway, it's time for the favourite part of the show. Yes, it's the TB bear. There he is. Look at him, little TB. Little TB. Nobody's seen the TB bear for over a week now. Look at this. Look at this. Whee! Whee! There he is. There's the bear. There's the bear. Scott says hello, TB. Give a special wave to Scott T. There he is. There he goes. Look at him with his little special wave. Little special wave. Teddy. Oh, hello, Mr. Jupiter's back as well. Teddy. Yes. I've just said, Mr. Jupiter, before you came back there, that if it fails again, I'm going to say good night to everyone. I don't know what's going on, but first lost the sound, then I've lost the video. So I'm not going to touch anything. I'm just going to keep it running. But if it fails again, then that'll be good night for me. Okay. Because, yeah, I think the computer might need a reboot or something's wrong with YouTube still. I don't know. But anyway, we will persevere. Does TB have a long thing between his legs? That's outrageous, Mr. D'Souza. Absolutely outrageous. As you can clearly see, TB's got absolutely nothing between his legs. No, he's one of those eunuch bears. Yeah, he's a eunuch bear. He's got no penis. No, that's right. You're all right, though, aren't you? Yeah, he gets by without a penis. He says he's fine. He's all right. He's not a problem. He says not a problem. But yeah, he says no penis. No penis for TB Bear. Or maybe there is. Maybe it's tucked up inside. Who knows? Who knows? And it only comes out on special occasions. Oh, God. That's this video now banned from YouTube. I think that's what it is. I think YouTube are just basically scanning through the video straight away and going, no, not having that one. No, the bear's on it. Get him off. Get him off. Anyway. I'm not going to touch anything. I'm afraid to even touch the microphone. I'm just going to leave it as it is. Leave it as it is, and hopefully it will carry on going. I have to do homework, so I'll listen to you. Well, that's probably the best way, Mr. Jupiter. Yeah, just to listen to me because who needs to watch really? Mr. Rolls. Oh, come on. That's not the real Mr. Rolls. He doesn't speak to me anymore because he's too hoity-poity, woity-loity. Oh, yes, hoity-poity. I've got a proper job now, don't you know? Don't you know? I write for The Race. Yes, The Race. It's an internet publication which deals with all sorts of things from all over the gaming spectrum, racing games mostly, yes. And we also do reports on real life Formula One, yes. We are awesome. We're called The Race, don't you know? And I write for The Race. Yes, I do. That's me. P.S. Luton Rules. Yes, I write for The Race. I've got a proper job, not like you with your boring old, crappy old YouTube videos. No, I don't do that shit anymore. No, I only make one video now. One video every 8 months. Yes, every 8 months, just to keep the subscribers happy. The sufferable little bastards. Yes, the sufferable little bastards. Uh, have you started to plan to finish the all seasons? Yes, I have started to plan to finish the all seasons. If anyone doesn't know what we're talking about, by the way, there's a YouTube channel called PS Luton Rules. He was my main rival back in the day, which was ran around 2014, 2015, something like that. Yeah, we were neck and neck on subscribers. We were. Yeah, and I used to gain a few, then he gained a few, then I did, and that's what it was like for ages, ages and ages. And then he overtook me by miles. And he became all big and famous. But it was me that made him famous. If anyone doesn't know about that, he had this really, I don't know if I should say it again. I think I've said it about 3 times already, but he had this series called the Reverse Grid Race Championship, and he was in a right old pickle, a right old mucky puddle, because unfortunately the PlayStation that he used to record the videos on, which was an old PlayStation 3, which was backwards compatible with PS2, yes, very rare model, of course, that broke, and he was in such a pickle about how he was going to carry on with this series and thought it was all gone until I came up with the idea and the rescue package, which allowed him to continue with the series. And that series then took off. It exploded after them, and his subscribers went up. He got interest from esports. He actually went away and did a couple of esports commentaries as well, and all because of the advice that I gave him for that reverse grid race championship, and it just catapulted him into the higher regions of F1 gaming in general, basically. And he just got lots of adulation. And then he goes and releases this video called F1 2016 Crashes or something like that. Anyway, he does it every single year. But he did one for 2016, and it just blew up in the YouTube algorithm. It just blew up, and he got 1.3 million views on that video. I think he's got about 1.5 million views on that video now. Yes, every year he tries to do the same thing to see if he can replicate the view. He never gets anywhere near that. I think his last one, the 2021 one, got about 10,000 views. Something like that. Doesn't get anywhere near the views. It's all clickbait. It's all clickbait as well. Yeah, because he makes all the crashes up. Yeah, he crashes it all on purpose. Puts some F1 97 music in the background, and Bob's your uncle. There you go. See, that's how you do it. That's how you do it on YouTube. And yeah, so he got 1.3 million views. And from that point on, as soon as he got that 1 point, he was like, "Oh my god, no, I'm just too big to talk to any of these smaller YouTubers anymore." Yeah, I mean, we used to talk all the time on Twitter through direct messaging all the time, but he was just no. He was like, "No, I can't. I really just can't. I can't lower myself down to these levels anymore." That's what he was like, and so that was it. And we haven't spoken for ages, ages. I mean, it hasn't got anything else to do with the fact that I basically always keep sending him abuse every 5 minutes. That I don't think that's why he doesn't speak to me anymore. No, it's because he's just got just too big, and that was it basically. Yes, so he doesn't talk to me anymore. No, PS Luton Rules. Go check him out if you want to watch a new video every 8 months. Yeah, well, it'll save filling up your subscriber feed, won't it, with all new videos every day from the likes of Arava, love you, Arava, and Benjamin Daly and all the others. It'll save you all that hassle of having to watch a video every single day. Just subscribe to PS Luton Rules, and you'll get one guaranteed every 8 months. Every 8 months, you'll get a new video. Yeah, so that's going to be grand, absolutely grand. Oh dear. Hope TB is going to have a good mass debate on F1 today. He is, yes, he's having a mass debate over there. Yes, did you see what I did there? Yes, because I see what you did there, and so I just continued what you did there. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. This is a family show, I'll have you know, Mr. Matthew D'Souza. This is a family show. This is a show for all the family. All the family can enjoy the Hookster Talks with TB the Bear, because we do all good, clean family stuff, don't we, TB? Yes, we don't do anything naughty on. Oh, 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 oh. Nothing naughty on here at all. No, it's all clean family stuff. Unbelievable. Oh dear. The race is brilliant. Did he say that just to wind me up, lads? Did he say that just to wind me up? I think he did. Yeah, I think he did. Just trying to wind me up now, aren't you? The race is brilliant. Ooh, the race is brilliant. Ooh, it's P.S. Luton Rose. Ooh, I hate the little fucker. Sorry. I'm starting to get a little bit out of control there. A little bit out of control. Yes. Oh dear. You know, if you check out his channel, there's a subscriber special on that channel somewhere with me. Yeah, featuring me, F1 Games PlayStation. We played F1 2010 and I absolutely thrashed him. Absolutely thrashed him. Yeah, absolutely thrashed him. Yeah, he doesn't promote that video. He never, it's on there. He leaves it on there, but he never promotes it. It's sort of, it's right down the bottom of his channel that, he doesn't even put it in a playlist. It's just sort of, it's just the thing that's there. Yeah, he doesn't like to promote it because, well, he failed against the Hookster. Basically, he failed. Yeah. I absolutely frustrated. He came out with so many excuses as well. Oh, yeah, well, I haven't played this game for about 2 years, really. Yeah, it's been about 2 years. So I was very, very rusty on the game. Yeah, it's very, very rusty on the game. Yeah, that's how PS Luton Rules speaks in real life. It's very slow, monotonous, and it's not good. It's not good at all. No, no. I always just take the piss out of where you used to say every single video it was, "Hi guys, hi guys." Every video used to start with that, "Hi guys." So of course I sort of latched onto that and started taking the piss at every opportunity I could. Yes. Mr. Jupiter says, "I'll ask one question. How has F1 changed during your time watching it?" It's changed for the worse, unfortunately. Yes. DRS, worst thing they ever invented in Formula One, in my opinion. Worst thing ever. Half the time, it doesn't achieve what it's supposed to achieve, which is to be able to overtake cars. Yeah. Half the time, it's just used as a turbo boost button, isn't it, really? I mean, how often do you see DRS overtakes, really, in a Formula One race? It's not very often, is it? They even get the DRS and they still can't sort of get past, can they? Because, they're caught up in the dirty air. That's why it's now gone, I think, for next year, which I think is good news. It was always an artificial thing just to try and make the racing more exciting anyway. Yeah. I mean, it's been in now since what, 2011? Yeah. I know it was introduced in 2009, but then they scrapped it, didn't they, for a year because they couldn't quite get it to work properly. Yeah, because the wings, unfortunately, used to stick in the open position, which was never good if you're doing 220 miles an hour into a corner. So they abandoned it for 2010. That's why the cars in 2010 always looked very weird. If you remember, the rear wing used to attach itself to the engine cowling at the back. And that was purely because the cars were designed to have the DRS in them. And because they weren't, they had to find some way of stabilizing the rear wing. So they actually attached it to the back of the engine cowling. That's why a lot of the cars in 2010, if you like the Ferrari, the McLaren, the actual engine cowling extends out and actually bolts onto the rear wing for extra rigidity. Yes. But they were designed to have that DRS. But as I say, that to abandon it for a year because it wasn't working properly. And so from 2011, really, that's how long it's been in force now. And how much really is it added to the show? Hardly anything, really. So I am very glad they are getting rid of it. Getting rid of it. Yes. What I need to do now is get rid of those stupid 1.6 litre engines and it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I was actually driving the Red Bull RB6 in one of our league race things that we do afterwards. We just have a little muck around. I was driving that on Monday, and the car just feels epic compared to the modern F1 car. It just feels so much better, and because I use manual gears, and you can just come down the gears so much faster than you can on the modern cars. It's just unbelievable. It really is, and I just love that RB6. Fantastic. So there's your difference from 2010 till now. It's just gone downhill. It really has gone downhill, unfortunately. But there you go. The whole spectacle of Formula One has deteriorated, I think, since the heady days of. Well, I don't go back that far, so I can't comment on the 60s, the 70s, or the 80s, but the 90s were pretty decent for Formula One. The noughties weren't too bad as well. You know, you had Jenson Button coming in for the first time driving the Williams, looking like he was about 12 years old when he started driving that car. It's really great if you look at the photos of him. He definitely looks about 12. Yes, looks about 12. So he came in, and we had, of course, Jaguar. They came in for the 2000 season as well with that beautiful liveried car, which I still say today is quite possibly the best livery that has ever been in Formula One. Was the Jaguar livery. It really was eye-popping. Really was. I loved that livery. And so, yeah, ever since then, Formula One, unfortunately, has gone downhill. It's passed hands through quite a few people as well. Of course, we had Bernie the Bolt, who is now gone, not gone. I think he's still alive, but he's not in Formula One anymore, and it's been passed on to Liberty Media. And yeah, I thought the writing was on the wall when the Dancing Girls came out. Was it the USA Grand Prix? I thought, yeah, this is now getting a little bit too far. So there you go. But hopefully next year it'll improve. But unfortunately, I have heard that Lando Norris has done a test drive of the new cars, and he says they're not much fun to drive. Oh, which is not much good if you're a driver. Because if you don't like driving the cars, then there's no real excitement for you, and there's no real reason to, you know, push it to its limits, unfortunately. But we will see. But those cars next year, I'm not a fan. To be honest. I don't see the reason for it. I hope though that it does achieve what it's set out to achieve, and that is that we'll be able to pass a lot easier. I hope that's going to work, and especially without the DRS as well. I just hope that's going to work. But I fear that after about the first 3 or 4 races, when all the excitement's going to be there, and there's going to be a couple of overtakes, and everyone's going to go, "Oh, look, they can overtake." But after that, after about 4 races, I think it's quite possibly going to return to normal. Yes, a lot like the 2003 season when everyone lost their shit during the new qualifying session, saying about how much better it was, and it really wasn't. And after about 6 rounds, it all returned to normal again. Yes. So there you go. Right, let's have a look at these comments. If you're going to be banned, may as well bring Cockney Dave. Yeah, bring in Cockney. Yeah, get banned by Cockney. All right. Oops, I just realised I'm live on camera and I'm trying to do the Cockney voice. No, of course, that's not me. That's not me. No, that's not me. No, I'll do it behind here. All right, Pebbles. Yeah, it's me, Cockney Dave. Ah, shut up. You know you fucking love me. And welcome back to the all seasons funnel on F1 20. I don't know, fuck knows what F1 20 is, but he ain't fucking finished it yet, has he? Fucking plum. Fucking plum. So yeah, Cockney, he'll come back one day. One day. Mr. Rules has a message retracted. Ooh. I wonder what it said. I wasn't actually looking. Matthew D'Souza says, "What is your favourite sandwich?" Mine is egg and cress. My favourite sandwich. Ooh, you've got me there, Mr. D'Souza. My favourite sandwich is. It's a boring one. It really is, but it's cheese and onion. I know. It's just the way the cheese sort of melts, or not melts, but sort of integrates with the onion, because the onion's raw, and it's I'm sorry. I'd like to have said something else, but it's cheese and onion all the way. Jack, hello, Jack. Welcome to the stream. I remember you. Don't worry. I remember you. Yes, it has been a long time. Years, in fact. Absolutely years. Bloody hell. Anyway, welcome back. Wherever you've been, don't worry about it. Welcome back. Jay Cartwright. In football news, Newcastle have now been taken over, which means they are one of the richest clubs in the world. Wow. Really, Jay Cartwright? Really? Unfortunately, I don't follow football, so I didn't know that news, but well done for communicating it to everyone who is watching this stream, which is millions of people all around the world tuned into Hookster Talks. So that is vital information that is now going to be passed all around the world. So thank you for that very much indeed. The Newcastle owners own F1 Saudi Arabia Grand Prix. Basically, their idea of a 10-year contract of that. Oh, very interesting. Very interesting indeed. So, as I was saying during the quiet bit when no one could hear me, we've got that new livery for the Red Bull, haven't we? Yes. And surprise, surprise, Codemasters are actually going to include it in the next F1 2021 update. Shock, horror. Yes. And now everyone on Twitter has completely lost their shit, saying, oh, this is going to be the start of lots of new liveries now. Yes, we'll end up with the golf livery, and Benjamin Daly wants all the esports liveries as well. Nah. That's not going to happen, mate, is it? That's not going to happen. Codemasters were just sitting there twiddling their thumbs and they thought, should we do that new livery then? Why is that then? Well, it's only two colours, isn't it? Red and white. Won't take long, will it? Oh, yeah. Yeah, it won't take long. Let's do that then. We'll do that in the afternoon. Yeah, all right then. Let's do it and we'll include it in the next update. And then everyone will think we're fabulous again. Yeah, all right then. Should we do any more? Nah, can't be asked, mate. Can't be asked. Nah, won't do any more liveries. Just that one. Yeah. Just keep them happy because, they always moan about bloody F1 games all the time. So why should we do anything for them? Why should we? Just do that one. That'll do. The golf livery, nah, I ain't going to bother with that, mate. It's too complicated. There's too many colours on that. There's all the different blues and no. I can't be bothered. I just can't be bothered. No. So let's just do the Red Bull one because it's just two colours. It's just red and white. Easy. Simples. Simples, as meerkats would say. Simples. So that's what they've done. Yeah. And if anyone's watching from Codemasters right now, I'd just like to say, hi guys. Love your work. Love your work. Oh dear. Right, where are we? We're scrolling up the thing up to answer some of these. Scott Barnes says, Ben Daly, what a tit. Oh, controversial. I love Mr. Ben Daly. I love Mr. Ben Daly. Yes. I just hope he's going to get another shrimp on the barbie. Are we going to get another shrimp on the barbie? I always loved it when he moved to England. Yeah. Apart from anything else, I never saw the point of it. But there you go. But he pretty much moved to England just as the pandemic started. Nice one. But yeah, Ben Daly, what a tit. I've gone off him a lot. And yeah, DRS, they put on the long straights. Ah, good old Ben. Now look, Benjamin Daly, best YouTuber out there. Make sure you like, subscribe, and make lots of comments in his YouTube videos, which he will never reply to. Never reply to because he's too big. Too big. Big YouTubers never reply to the comments. No, they never reply. Never, ever. Hello, Mr. Jan Sankif Gaming. He says, woohoo, Jaguar, that is all. Indeed. No more to be said, really, is there? No more to be said. Jaguar, that's it. That is it. Scott says, I missed the 2007-2008 Massa. Not allowed on YouTube. I quite agree. Whoa, we got Mr. Poochie Head in the house. Yo, and he's got my Jesus emojis once again. Look at that. I'm actually very glad I spent at least 30 minutes making those now. Yes, 30 minutes making those now because they are now forever in the chat. For anyone who's a member, if you want to be a member, it's only 99p a month, which I think is bargain of the century. Yes, bargain of the century. I don't think there's any other sort of places where you can get something for 99p a month. And for that 99 pence, you will get a little emoji sort of symbol next to your name if you sort of say anything in the comments of any of my videos. And after 30 days, that will change color. I know. Yeah. just for 99p a month, it'll change colour. Yeah. It won't change colour again after another month because I haven't got round to making any more yet. So it'll probably go back to blue. Yeah, probably go back to blue. I'm not quite sure. I'll have to wait. But yeah, so and you also get Jesus emojis because as soon as you join, you get the message from me which says Hookster is Jesus. Because I'm just saying the truth, basically. So yeah, so you get a little Jesus emojis which you can use in the chat at your leisure. At your leisure. Oh dear. Oh no, now we've got Tomo F1 in the chat. Oh, I better smart myself up a bit. Smart myself up a bit. Hello, Mr. Tomo, sir. I'd just like to say, could you please reply to my direct messages? Because I've sent you loads about getting you on Hookster Talks, but I've not heard anything. I've not heard anything. So could you sort of sort it out, please, sir? Because I want to get you on Hookster Talks. I want to talk to you about your extensive knowledge of Formula One, for one thing. You know, without having to look at Google every 5 seconds. So that's what I need you to get on the show for. Yes. So please reply to my DMs. He says, "All right, Veloci, all right, better do it in his South London voice, isn't we? He's not really from South London. He's from Essex, mate. Yeah, I'm sure he's from Cheltenham because he sounds like a posh. I mean, I'm sure he's from Cheltenham. Yeah, but we better do it in his voice, isn't we? Because he's trying to sound like he's from South London, mate. South London. Yeah. All right, Tomo here. Lewis Hamilton will definitely get number 8. He says. There you go. You heard it here first. Lewis Hamilton will be 8 times world champion by the end of the season. Personally, I don't think he's got a hope in hell. And I think Maxi Boy is going to win the championship at the end. Was there 7 races left? And the points are very, very close indeed. Very close. And I think Max has got this championship. You can clearly see that Lewis has not got the supreme pace that he has had in former years, and in fact, the pace that he had at the start of the season as well. It has left him, unfortunately. He's right up there, so I'm not going to take that away from him. He's right up there, but he has not got that ultimate pace, and that ultimate pace at the moment is with Maxi Boy Verstappen, and I think he's going to win. I think he's going to be close, but I think he's going to win the championship, and Lewis Hamilton will have to settle for second place, like he did in 2016. Well done, Nico. So yeah, that's my prediction anyway. James Sankif Gaming says nothing wrong with a cheese and onion sandwich. You're quite correct, James. Quite correct indeed. Yes, nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. No, I love them. Tomo F1 says you, sir, are incorrect. Hamilton will get number 8. Okay then. I apologise wholeheartedly, Mr. Tomo F1. Please respond to my DMs and we'll get you on the show and we can discuss this like real men. Yes, like real men. It'll be fisticuffs and powder pistols at dawn. Yes, 10 paces, turn and fire. Like we used to do in the old days. Remember that? Yeah, good. Matthew D'Souza says, Poochie Head has a beautiful profile picture. You're quite right. He does. Yes, it's a beautiful picture. Beautiful picture indeed. You'll see Veloci and I are on talking points discussing Lewis Hamilton 8th title in December. I'm sure I will, Mr. Tomo F1. I'm sure I will be not watching you doing watching you doing a talking points in December about Lewis Hamilton winning his 8th world championship. I'm sure, and I'll be there. I will be there eating humble pie. Lots and lots of humble pie. I may even make a comment on the video just to say I'm supremely sorry for doubting your honesty and your integrity. I'm just really, really sorry. And yes, you're right. Lewis Hamilton is the best and he's won it again. And I don't know how I can apologize anymore, to be honest. Do you like the Marvel Avengers series? I started to like the start of the Marvel Avengers series and then it gradually waned off for me. Iron Man, this is going to be controversial. Iron Man, in my opinion, is quite possibly the best, how do you call it? Superhero, I suppose you could call it. Superhero movie around. Yes, or sort of of the modern era. Let's not sort of go back because I've always liked the old Supermans, but of the modern era, I think the original Iron Man was quite possibly the pinnacle of that series of 20 films. Let's put it that way. Yes, it just had everything. But after that, Iron Man 2 wasn't that good, was it really? With Mickey Rook. He looks about 100 now, doesn't he? I mean, I know I'm aging disgracefully, but oh my god, he looks about 100. Yeah, that wasn't so bad. That wasn't so good. Iron Man 3 was a lot better. I did enjoy that one, but then once they started bringing all the others in with the fours and everything else, it just started to deteriorate for me. And I did get to see the last one. Or must be a while back now, about 6 months ago. And no, it's like anything else. It starts off great, yeah, and then you start expanding it, and it gets bigger and bigger and big. I mean, they brought in what was that, Captain Marvel in the end, didn't they? And the Black Panther. It just starts getting so big and big and big and big. It just gets to ridiculous levels. And I mean, some of those fight scenes in the I think the later two movies, it's just ridiculous. It really was. So many people on screen at once. It was just too much. It really was. And so for me, it sort of no, it peaked at the start and then started to rapidly go downhill towards the end. Having said that, out of all those Marvel films, I very much enjoyed Ant-Man, and in fact the sequel as well. I thought those two films were very good in the Marvel universe. Very good indeed. So, but that was because they were sort of on a smaller scale. I mean, they were part of the Marvel universe, but they were sort of their own sort of independent movies, and so that was probably a better idea, I think. And I just loved the huge Thomas the Tank Engine at the end of Ant Man. That was just funny for me, anyway. So there you go. Aldous and I. Ah, yes, Aldous. I love Gordon Ramsay. I have to say, he's the best commentator out there, and with Tomo as well. It's just like the dream team combination. So I will be looking for that video with much interest in December when he's won the championship once again. Uh, get ready. Jay Cartwright says, "Get ready for how do you say it? Is it Qatar? Qatar? Guitar? I'm not quite sure. I think it's Qatar. Qatar. Is it Qatar? Is that what how you say it? Anyway, get ready for Qatar to appear in F1 2022 in December. Yeah, it's bound to be December. What? Come on. Let's not have a go at Codemasters now. Let's not bash Codemasters. They're trying their best, the poor little lambs. We've got Portimo. We've got Portimo. I mean, that's a start, isn't it? That's a start. Now, this weekend we've got Turkey in real life, and um, we haven't got Turkey in the game now, have we, lads? And are we going to get Turkey in the game, lads? Oh, um, computer says no. Computer says no. No Turkey in the game. This is just outrageous for me. Think back to the old games. Could you imagine any of the old games? Yeah. Don't forget, this has on the cover, it says officially licensed game. Officially licensed game. Could you imagine any of the F1 games from the past? Any of them? I don't care which ones, even the old Studio Liverpool games. Could you imagine any of those games without all the tracks on them? Now, I know that some of them, unfortunately, due to their release dates, they didn't get the track alterations done, like Hockenheim. That appeared as the old version in quite a few of the games before, even though they'd updated it. But that's fair enough. You can accept that because it's all due to timings or whatever. So that's not a problem. But what is a problem is not having the track in the game at all. That that just makes no sense. How can it even call itself an officially licensed product if it doesn't contain everything that is in real life? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Codemasters, come on. You've had enough time now. You could have put Turkey in there. Last year was okay. Everyone forgives you for last year. It was the pandemic. Everything was turned upside down. It's not a problem. We're not even worried that it wasn't the complete schedule for 2020 because that schedule was all over the place anyway. You had 3 rounds on one track, for God's sake. So nobody at all is expecting that during a pandemic that you actually got it. That's fine. That's a one-off event. I mean, pandemics happen every 100 years, so that's a one-off event. So that's not a problem. Forget about 2020. We're not worried about that. But for this year's game, the fact that you could not include all the tracks, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. If you haven't got enough staff, why don't you hire some more? Hello? There's lots of people out there right now who are very, very talented. Very, very talented. If you go to iRacing, R Factor, and all that lot, they can make tracks in about a couple of days. Yeah. Why don't you hire some of them to come and help make your tracks? Why not? It's not much effort, is it, really? I just don't get it. Surely you must have enough staff. And if you haven't got enough staff, it makes more sense to hire more staff, doesn't it? Because at the end of the day, you're trying to produce a product that people are going to buy. And if you're not including everything in that product, people are not going to buy it. Now, I haven't looked at the sales figures for F1 2021, but I'm pretty sure right now it's not up there with some of your other F1 games. I'm pretty sure it isn't. So, sort it out. Hire more people. Make sure every year all these tracks are included. How long's Turkey been on the calendar? How long? Start of the year they had that on there. Surely I remember Turkey being mentioned ages ago. Had enough time now. Had enough time. You got Turkey on one of your old grid games as well. You could have just copied some of the code off of that and transferred it across, couldn't you? I mean, it's not that difficult, is it? Really? I think what is difficult is the amount of attention that you put into these tracks, which isn't really necessary. Because if you look at one of the F1 YouTubers, I think it's Marcel Kiefer. He actually on PC he actually goes through all the tracks sort of in an overhead view and flies over the tracks. And the amount of detail you put into these tracks, it's not necessary. It's not necessary. We don't see any of that detail. We don't see any of it. All we're seeing is the track, what's in front of us, what's above us, and what's around us. And that's all we need to see. We don't need to see all the other details that you put in. Now, I don't know. Maybe you have to put in all that, but I can't imagine that the FIA would enforce you having to put in every single blade of grass into these circuits. I can't see that's what they are doing. I think it's you doing that. I think it's you doing it. I don't think the FIA, I mean, if you go back to the old Colin McRae games, you used to drive down a tunnel. Anyone who's played those games will know exactly what I'm talking about. You used to drive down a tunnel. If you deviated too far off to the left or too far off to the right, you'd hit a blank wall because there was nothing else there. Yeah. Now, if you're pushed for time on these tracks, I don't see why you can't have that tunnel back again. So that if we drift too far off, you can't go anywhere. Okay. All the scenery and everything else off to the left-hand side of the track, we can't see that. So why put it in? Why put it in? I mean, put the track in its design so that we can play it. And then if you need to add bits to it later, then add them in updates. surely that can't be a problem. But actually, just have the basic track layout and this tunnel, as I say, where we can see everything that's around us and above us, which is all we need. And then you get the tracks done a lot quicker, and your paying public, which are the people that pay for these games, would be a lot more happier and wouldn't give you so much abuse in the comments section of a lot of your forums. So that's my idea. That's my idea. Just sort it out, Codemasters. It's not that difficult. It really isn't. As I say, if you haven't got time to do this things, then just hire more staff. There's lots of people out there right now who need jobs, you know. Lots of people. Yes. You've just been taken over by EA. 1.2 billion. 1.2 billion. You're not telling me there isn't a bit of petty cash going around for some more jobs. I'm pretty sure there must be. So sort it out. I know for a fact Codemasters, they don't want to bring out a product every year that requires so many patches. No one does. They have to because of time restraints, because they just haven't got the time to get the game finished. But on the flip side of that, who really cared that the game came out when it did this year? Who would have rather have waited until October, which was usually the release date of these Formula One games, like now? Who would have really bothered about the 3 months we've had now with F1 2021 and at least got a game with all the tracks in it and pretty much all the bugs sorted out? This is the trouble. Codemasters are testing their game while they're going along. And the only way to do that is to release it to the public. So they're basically, every game is a beta test. And it's like, you know, we'll try and get the bugs out of it as we go along, which is fair enough, but it's not good for us, the people who buy the games, because we're just fed up with all the patches. I mean, every time I switch my PS4 on over the last 2 months now, there's been a new patch for 2021. And there's far, far too many patches for these Codemasters games. The last one had, I think, 24 patches or whatever, and the one before that had about 18 patches. 2021 doesn't seem to have as many patches, I have to say, but I think they have bigger improvement lists in the patches, so that could be better, but it's still way, way too many. I mean, back in the day, yeah, once that was pressed onto disk, that was it. It couldn't be updated. So if there's anything wrong with it, you were in serious trouble. And this is the thing. Codemasters are like, oh, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We'll just patch it. We'll just put a patch in it now. So it's laziness. That's what it is. It's laziness. It's a buffer that they know they've got, that it doesn't really matter if the game isn't complete, because they can just patch it later on, which is something that I say you couldn't do in the games where they had to come out on disc. They had to be perfect, or at least as perfect as they thought they were, unlike F1 98. But yeah, they had to be, you know, and there was no patches and you couldn't add anything to them. So if the game was fundamentally broken, that was it. Nothing else could be done. So that gave them an extra incentive to make sure that the game worked, which Codemasters, as I say, they haven't got to. They just, yep, whatever. Let's release it and we'll patch it later. That's their attitude. An afternoon that's being kind to Cody's, Dave, at least would take them a few days. Yes, it would. Poochie Head is an Into the Barrier original 2012 guy like me. Codemasters are lazy. Yes, they are. My phone's ringing. My phone is ringing. Can you believe that? I won't get it, don't worry. Whoever it is can wait. Benjamin Daly. I hope for a fantastic battle between Maxi Boy and Lewis. I hear 2016. Oh, it's going to be a good battle. It's going to be a good battle. Definitely going to be a good battle, but I still think Maxi Boy is going to get it. Would love to see records broken. Don't worry, Dave. Played Turkey on F1 Championship 2010. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. There you go. Turkey was on 2010. I was playing it recently on one of the grid games. I think it was Grid 2. Oh my God, Grid 2. What can I say about Grid 2, everyone? I played Grid. Yeah, I've never actually played Grid 2. Josh, the Moaning Yorkshireman, sort of recommended it to me, but he sort of also said that it was absolutely cacking awful. And I thought, all right, Josh, calm down, lad. You know, Yorkshireman, always moaning. I thought, calm down, it can't be that bad. But oh my God, I have to agree with him. Grid 2 was is the worst grid I've ever played. It was just absolute rubbish. It really was. From start to finish. I was so disappointed. And now I'm on Grid Autosport, and I actually think that's a lot better, that game. Grid Autosport is a pretty decent grid. I've still yet to play the latest grid. I will be on it as soon as I finish Grid Autosport. I just wanted to do them in sequence. And grid, of course. Oh God, my phone's ringing again. My phone's ringing again. Could be someone important. Hang on. I'll turn you around a minute. I'll be back in a second. Oh. Hello? I'm back. I'm back. I'm back, everyone. It's me mother. I'm going to have to answer that because she doesn't like being kept waiting. Unbelievable. Bloody ringing me now. Unbelievable. You don't get this on Tomo F1, do you? You don't get this on Tomo F1. God's sake, I better ring her back in case she's fallen down the stairs or something. Wowzers. Hello, Martin Brundle. Welcome to the stream. It's brilliant. Fabulous. What a season we're having with the best drivers at the track. Oh, I quite agree. Quite agree. Yeah, I do like Grid Autosport. Bloody hell, Google Chrome, go away. I love Grid Autosport. Yeah, so did I. So did I. It was, it's really great. Right, that's it. Really great game. I have to admit. Grid Autosport, the handling lets it down. Yeah, it's true. It is arcadey, but I still prefer the handling of Autosport to Grid 2, to be honest, because Grid 2 was just. It's like someone watched too many Fast and Furious movies and thought, let's just make our game just like that, because the cars, every single car, is just a drift car. Even like the high performance, I can't remember what they were now. There was a McLaren in there, wasn't there? GT something or other. That just felt like a drift car, even though it said it was balanced. Unbelievable. So they're all pretty much the same. But Grid is solid, but yes, it is. Tomo F1 was here earlier. Yeah, I did speak to Tomo F1. I did speak to Tomo F1. I must admit. Okay, so unfortunately, I better go and see what my mother wants in case she's fallen down the bleeding stairs because she's getting on a bit. Yeah, she's getting on a bit. She is. Yeah, getting a bit old now. So I better check, make sure she's all right. Silly old duffer. So I'd just like to say thanks so much for watching, everyone. The stream would have been longer, but we had those couple of problems at the start, so I had to restart it twice now. But at least we got going for 50 minutes. 50 minutes we're going now. So I'd just like to say thanks so much for watching, everyone. And it's a goodbye from TB Bear. Oh, now Mr. Araver's here. Wait, wait, wait. We gotta wait for Mr. Araver. Special wave for Mr. Araver. Special wave for Mr. Araver. Yes. Thank you, everyone. So just before I go, I'd like to say very thanks very much to absolutely biblical scenes. Yes, I quite understand. It's been a funny old stream. It really has. It's failed twice, and now my mother's ringing me. Unbelievable. I'll tell you, the professionalism of this F1 Games PlayStation is legendary. It really is. Yeah, absolutely legendary. So thank you to Mr. Scott Barnes. Thank you to Mr. Poochie Head. Thank you for all the Jesus emojis as well. Thank you very much. Who else did we have? We've had Martin Brundle. Oh God, I can't go through all that. Yes, I can. Matthew D'Souza, Jan Sankiv Gaming, Jay Cartwright. Who else have we got? Jack as well. Thank you, Jack. Mr. Rules, Jupiter was in there as well. And I think that's everyone. I think that's everyone. So yes, thanks so much for watching, everyone. You've been awesome as always. Hopefully she hasn't fallen down the bleeding stairs and everything's all right. Well, I better go and check. And I'd just like to say thank you, and I will see you for the next video. Thank you, everyone, and good night.